question is create two Java classes, class 1, class 2. One with the main method, which is the class 1, and class 2 without the main method. And this is class 1 right here with the main method, and this is class 2 without the main method. And it says create a constructor chain inside of class 2. And this is the constructor chain right here that I created inside of class 2. And this one right here, this is a constructor. As we know, constructor has the same name as the class name, but doesn't have a return value and cannot be static. So I made this class 2 right here. This constructor has an integer value, and a string value. And this second constructor right here has a string value and an integer value. This third constructor right here has an integer value. The fourth constructor is the default constructor, and the fifth constructor has an integer value and a string value. So please create an object in class 1 to invoke the constructor chain. So I created this first object right here, obj1, and it's gonna invoke it's gonna trigger the constructor with a string and an integer. I just put the print right here so I can put a little space in between my output. So this right here is gonna invoke the constructor with the string and an integer, which is this right here. And this one has this statement in it, which is saying the same class is invoking the one that has an integer value in it, and this one invokes the one that has a integer and a string value in it, which comes right here. And this one in the body has print this, and this concatenated with the ID, the zip code, and the name, whatever. The first integer is the ID, the second integer is the zip code, and the third one, which is the string, is the name. So running it right now, and it's gonna give the student ID is the 8, the zip code is the 76010, and the name, student name, Tom Ford. And the second object right here, which is obj2, is gonna invoke the constructor with a integer and a string in it, but change the value to this one right here. So after running it, the value has been changed from all this to 17, because as a constructor, it just holds the value. You cannot really do anything unless you do it from the main method. So this one changes to 17401600 done out boolean. And this third object right here, obj3, is gonna invoke the default constructor. And in the default constructor, it has is invoking the constructor that has a integer and a string in it. And coming to the integer and string, it has this in the body. So it's printing whatever the user puts at the first integer as the name, and whatever it puts at the string as the ID, just like it did early. And it's printing house of concatenated with the name. So it says house of Mason Francis Cochran, and the age as the ID, and 50 right here. And that is all I have for the constructor chain. And I did a little something just to put a note on it, on what I did and how I get the output and stuff. And this is it right here for anybody that has any questions. And if you go through it, it's basically self-explanatory. Thank you.